Good evening and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We're doing base pages again, making layouts from our base pages. Tonight I'm going to make this one that I made, I don't remember what number it was. I started writing on the backs of them what number they were, and then I lost track and I just gave up. But this one is, I liked this paper. And when I started looking for pictures, I found this one of us doing the Sweetheart Banquet. I think it was last year. I got to look it up to make sure before I journal on it. But I think this was last year. It's my son and daughter's church, and they always take me to their Sweetheart Banquet and look at the kids play. It's just an adult banquet, but they have a thing for the kids, and then the youth actually serve, but they're not old enough to be in youth yet, so they have a little thing that they do and they go play. So they weren't dressed for the banquet, but it was cold in there. You can see they have this big all-purpose room, and it was kind of cold in there. So anyway, that's what we're going to scrap tonight. And I haven't really got it all decided out. I really, really, really wanted to use that. And then when I got to looking at it, I thought, no, I don't like it. And then when I lay it back on there, I do like it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. The other alternative for that would be, for my title, would be Cherish Love. But I could probably use it also. So I don't know. I'm going to leave this laying here for a while, and then we're just going to play with some stuff. I have 2 or 3 things that I know I want to use, and then I just punched a bunch of different heart things that I have. And from the beginning, when I made my base page, I had this frame and I had this little envelope, and I wanted to use them. And I found this scrap because I didn't really like those circles showing through. I found that scrap and cut it down, and I think I'm going to put it behind that little frame. So let's go ahead and do that, because I know I'm going to do that. I liked that behind there, so let's get that done. My nose is trying to stop up tonight. Okay, I think that's fairly straight. All right, and then I want that somewhere over here. I want to I think I want to bring these down where they get into this solid color. Then I found this frame, which you probably can't see it, but it's kind of it's not like glitter, but it's glitter. I don't know. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It is glitter. And then I had this piece that just almost exactly fit behind it. So I cut it down a little bit, and I'm going to use that. And I think I'm going to tuck that in there somewhere. So let's get that done. I have a drawer that I just stick everything that's a tag or a frame and a few other little things, but I stick it in there. And so every once in a while when I'm making a layout, I go through and get things out of that drawer. And that's where this white frame came from, and this frame. Okay, so let's let that dry just a second before I start moving around with it. And then I have this tag that I liked, and I kind of thought about putting it, I need to ink it, I think. I'm not sure about this ink. I don't really have I'm going to try it on something before I use it. I didn't really have let's try it on this scrap. Yes, I think that'll work. This is in those old, what are they, Stampin' Up? No, Close to My Heart inks. And because in my Distress Oxides, I didn't have an ink this color, but this needs something to make it stand out on there. And I think I'm going to do my journaling on this, so, which I don't need too much other than that it's just the Sweetheart Banquet at their church and what year it is. But there. But that stands out much better. And that's probably the only thing I may ink. So I'm going to go ahead and close that up. So I can either maybe put this somewhere back over here. Oh, you know what? See if I can still get this up. Here I said let it dry, and then I had something. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's interesting. Huh. I didn't realize that was like you peel the back off. But this was left over from another base page, and I thought, well, it goes with this base page too. I'll just use it so that it's not stuck in a drawer somewhere. Oh, my nose is running. So I'm going to stick it on here. I need to remember, because I've got more of these white frames, that's a peel and stick. I've already got the back of it stuck down, so I'll just leave it. But I thought this looked kind of neat up in the corner of that. I haven't done that base page yet, that I cut these little chicken wires to, I mean, I've made the base page, but I haven't done the layout yet. I don't know if I have pictures for it yet. But this was a piece of the chicken wire thing that I didn't use. And it was just laying on my desk when I was putting together this layout, trying to get everything together for it. And I'll just use that. We're just going to stick it right up here in this corner. Just like that. And like I said, I don't know if we want to, let's put it up here, see what we think. I think I want these somewhere over here. And my little envelope down here, maybe the tag. That doesn't show up very good. What if we put that here? Let's try it over here. Come up. I may have to cut it off some or something, but let's see. I don't know. I always regret not just really laying things out before I start videoing, because I never know what I'll want to do. I really wanted to use this tag. Maybe make it shorter and under there. That might be okay. Now, I've got all kinds of hearts that I cut out that that I can stick around on here if I want to. I don't have to. And then this, I wouldn't want that up into there. Let's just see if I want to use this one or not. I didn't really like that red heart there, because it's not this red, and I had that and kind of thought I might put that on there. This is a little clumsy to me right there. Wonder if we could just cover it. I've got all kinds of hearts, and I've got these hearts, but I don't know that I want to use them. I might use a couple of them up there if I decide to use this title, but I don't think I want them down here. Let's see what we've got down here. Here's a pink one. That's just kind of plain. And then there's this one. Now I could ink it. Let's see what happens if we ink this. Because it has that white in places, so it kind of needs. Let's see what that looks like in under there. That doesn't really float my boat either. Here's a white one. Well, it needs something there, and I don't have any more somethings. I just don't have any more somethings. I don't know, maybe that's not too bad. Let's see what happens if we do it this way. Do we like it any better? I don't know. And that disappears against that. What happens if we ink it? Need a little more. This is an old ink pad, so it's not very juicy. That might give it a little separation though from that, because it's the same as that. Let's just see what that does. Oh, that's much better. Much better. I think we need to ink the white one too. Yeah, let's try this. They're not the exact same hearts, but they look fine together, I think. They're okay. I'm okay with them, so. Now let's see what we got. We put these three hearts together. And they don't have to line up. They could be like that. And I think I like that better. I think I like that better. I think I may decide to live with this. Just like that. I want to square this up. Okay. All right. Let's try this. Let's get the picture down. And I'm only going to do it over on this one side so that I can tuck. So let's get it down over here. Just secure it. And I've got, see, I could like keep building this and do something like this. Or this, and then this. I just cut hearts of pretty much everything that I had, different hearts. Here, I don't want to get that crooked because it's going to be drying. Maybe more like that. And just let that just all be like one big cluster. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I think it is. Okay, so let's get this off of here. Set that aside. Let's get our white. Let's get our white thing. I may go ahead and use this, even though I had decided not to. I think I may go ahead and use that title. I pretty well talked myself out of it. Let's just get some glue under there and tack that. So we are all sweethearts. Okay, I'm going to be gluing this, and I'm going to do the twist just quickly while I'm doing the gluing. The twist tonight comes from Proverbs 11:3, and it says, "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity." I think this scripture is just telling us that if we live this life, to just live a life of integrity. And so I thought, well, that sounds simple enough, but what is that? What is integrity? And to me, the best way to be sure that I live a life of integrity is to follow God's rules. I mean, that's just me first and foremost. I can make up rules all day long, but bottom line is God's rules. If we follow God's rules, it's hard for anyone to find fault with us. We're not liars. We're not cheaters. We're not, out to harm anyone. We're kind. We're just, God's rules are just good rules for living. We honor God. We put God in his proper place, and we don't take his name in vain. We don't, we're just basically good character and integrity, exactly what it says. And so if we live that life, that integrity guides us. But then it talks about kind of the flip side of that, and it says that, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity. Have you ever, most of us have told a lie in our lifetime or something, but what you discover is that one lie, you have to tell another lie to cover for that lie, and then it just kind of becomes the norm. I had a cousin's son that seemed like he lied when it would have been easier to tell the truth. And a lot of us have known people like that, but those are not people that we like to be around. And so if we live that life of integrity, then people just can't hardly find fault with us. So I think that's basically what that's talking about. But if we don't live that life of integrity, if we lie, if we cheat, if we steal, if we're not kind, if we, put ourselves far above others and do all that kind of stuff, it basically says that we just self-destruct. The duplicity, it's, you can't tell lies. That's having a life of duplicity. You can't be married and cheat on your mate. That's a life of duplicity. You can't, stab your friends in the back. That's a life of duplicity. And so I think that this scripture just tells us that if we live that life of integrity, and to me, the life of integrity is just following God's laws, then we're good. We won't be found fault, and we won't self-destruct. There we go. That needs to come down so that they're not the same height. Okay, let's see what this does now. that slanted a little more, I think. Yes, like that. Okay, let's get that down. I'll go back and glue these. I just want to tack them down so that I can get everything situated. Okay. Sometimes these don't turn out exactly the way you think they're going to. Sometimes they turn out better, and I think I like this better than what I had actually originally visioned for it. All right, let's see about these now. I could actually put them on foam, or at least one or two of them on foam, but maybe not. Maybe just, I think just kind of like that, just sort of fanned out, but they cover that kind of clumsy spot in there. We are painting, well, we're doing some remodeling at our church, and they started painting today, and it's looking so pretty. I ran up there just to see, and I was, it's so pretty. It's clean. It just looks so clean and crisp, and it was kind of a cream color before, and it had, you know how cream colors have a tendency and it's been years since we've done anything, have a tendency to kind of yellow, and I just felt like it was, you know, looking yellowy, and we're doing a real light gray with a darker gray and then white trim. The front wall is the darker gray behind the like, I don't want to call it a stage because it's not a stage, but you know what I'm talking about. And then the other walls are the light gray, and it's just so clean and crisp and pretty looking. And then all of the woodwork is white. And we had these well, we called them frames, but they're like wainscoting all across the balcony, the short thing of the balcony, and then also on the on our front wall. And that is all painted now the same color. They were like a wood stain, so that kind of dated them. And they're all the same color as the wall now. It's so pretty. Everybody wanted to get rid of them, and the more I thought about it, I was on that committee, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought, that wall is just going to be so blank. Okay. All right, now let's put this down here. I just don't like that little red glittery heart there. Okay. That over there. Now then, I've got my little place, and I will probably, let's see, about maybe just put a, I don't know. I've got a, I don't know. I'll do something there. I'll either do, I've got room to, if I want to punch a hole, I'll put a ribbon in it, or I'll put a brad or something. I don't have a brad heart, but I do have some ribbon that's about this color. So I think I am going to use this, even though I had talked myself out of it. I think I am going to use it. I am going to put some glue. It's got good sticky stuff, but I'm going to put some glue on it just in case. Not everywhere, but just around, just to kind of hold it. I think this glue would hold it. It's pretty strong, but just in case, I'm going to put some glue around. Well, I am going to get this used. It has been in my Valentine drawer forever, and I really wanted to use it. And then when I pull it out, I thought, I'm just not sure, but I think it's going to be okay. Okay. And we may as well use a few of these that go with it, so why not? Let's see. I don't really want them left over either. Oh, I could put one of these down here. Is that one big enough? Yes, it is. I think I'll just put that on there. And then I won't have to worry about finding something. Maybe a little cluster right down here. I don't know. We'll see. I need a little one up here with this one. I may not be able to use them all. I really would like to not put them back in the drawer. But I just don't know that I can use them all. I don't know that I want any down here. However, I kind of need to bring that color down here. Maybe a smaller one and put this little bit bigger one right up there. One, two, three, four. I don't like that. All right, I think I may leave it like that. I hate having those left over, but I think that's it. I think that's it. That's just going to be it. So, thank you for joining me tonight. We've got one more of our base pages done. If you will look down in the description box, the link for the All About That Base, where we do 20 base pages in 20 days throughout the month of November, actually. Over on Ginger's Corner, the link for Ginger's Corner will be down there. It's a super, super hop. It is just filled with talent and fun videos to watch. So just click that link and there'll be a playlist and you can watch them all and be inspired. You can go over on Ginger's Corner. You can join Ginger's Corner, or you can just go over there and look at all of the neat stuff, ideas, and everything. So thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.